Knicks Morning Koffee. I'm Mr. King. Y'all know my partner, Joe Cool.
What's up, what's up?
All right, man. So let's just take care of this right quick. We appreciate the new subscribers from last week. Please, if you're watching this, hit the subscribe button and like, comment also. Appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir.
All right, so, we have to tackle this Donovan Mitchell thing again. At least now things are a little bit clearer on the Donovan Mitchell trade front. Because one thing that we know for sure now is that Utah wants 4 unprotected picks in any deal. And we also know that the Knicks, they're not willing to give that up. They're willing to give up 2 and some players, but they're not willing to mortgage their whole future in that sense for Mitchell. But we also know that Donovan Mitchell, he's like a dangling carrot, that if the Knicks want him, all they got to do is go out and grab him. So he's essentially, he's ours to lose if that's the route that we taking. Because the deal's there, they're on the table. Danny Ainge act like he's not going to budge, but I think he will. I think Leon is playing the cool game because he knows that Utah wants to move him before the trading deadline because they don't want him to be a distraction for their new coach. And then also they talk that they may go, which they probably are, tanking a little bit, and that Donovan won't play that game. Like he's out there trying to win. So now Utah, they pretty much now got their backs up against the wall. That Danny Ainge is running out of real estate in terms of where he can go with us. All the bluff with the other teams, turned out that really was nothing but a bluff. Of course, you're going to inquire, to get Donovan Mitchell moved, but nobody can present them with the type of deal that we want, even if it's not the deal that Danny Ainge truly wants. Yeah. Nobody can offer him what we can offer him.
Yeah, with the Knicks, it's just damned if you do and damned if you don't.
Well, I mean, that's a good situation though for us to be in because, Leon is looking like we can probably get our guy and we don't got to mortgage off our future. A couple of players here, pick there, and then, he's a done deal. But I know one thing for sure. Now we know the last 2 deals, one was RJ and the picks, and the one before that was Obi and Fournier in the 5 picks. So that all didn't work out. But we know with RJ proved last year though that he can play big in key games. And if you really do remember the Miami Heat game, it wasn't Butler guarding him all the time, but at the end of the game, he was torching Butler. He was torching anybody that Miami put on him in a close game, and he was just going off. So he proved that he can play big in those type of games. And then the same thing with the Lakers. When he was taking the whole team to the hole, shooting J's, and then even dunking, on AD. So RJ proved that, when we look at this whole scheme of things, that he can be that type of a player, that can maybe get us over the hump or get us to where we need to be. Because, all this talk with Donovan Mitchell, other guys, so their feelings have to be in this. So the work they're putting in this summer, hopefully that type of stuff will pan out. But I also look at like the rumor about a lot of our guys, if something was to happen, who do we turn to? And I look at if we don't do anything, RJ showed he went off for big points last year in a game. Obi showed, given minutes, he can go off for big points in the game. Minutes and touches. Who else was it? Fournier, even had his big games. And then Grimes, of course, we know he had a couple of big games. Given minutes and touches, our key role players, they actually proved that, given the time, we can pretty much get the job done. So even if all is not fail and nothing happens, that core group, if we're coaching them correctly, show that, they could do it if they got to do it. And then it's, we know with RJ and Randall, they can give you 30 at any given time. And if the other guys, if we do stand pat and the other guys, and we have to rely on them. And I purposely didn't leave out Rose because anything we get from Rose is extra. But those other key guys that we have, those other key role players, every last one of them showed that they can give us big points if they're called upon. And called upon meaning we're not just putting them in the game, we calling their number, and then we taking it from there, and then the Knicks are rolling. So that to me, we want Donovan Mitchell, but and I know I'm not fading back from week to week. I was talking to a friend of mine, and he was saying he don't never really recall me down in the Knicks. And then sometimes I just say people just really not listening to you. Because I'm not, even if the whole thing about doing the deal, not doing the deal, is not down in the Knicks. The off season is where you're supposed to try to improve. And because you're the same way as me. Once the season start, and this is the team that we putting on the court, we riding with our team no matter what, right? Yeah. But in the off season, this is where you're supposed to see where you could get better, and certain places where you could get better, certain key players' names gonna come up, So it wasn't a hate on RJ if the deal was made. We know that RJ is progressing, but we know that Donovan Mitchell, in a sense, for us, has arrived. And he's only 25 years old. He hasn't even reached his prime yet. And one thing Stephen A. did say the other day, which we've been feeling that way for years, people come to the Knicks and they lose their game. Yeah. So.
Well, they come to the Knicks and it's just a stepping stone for them.
Well, I don't think they wanted to be a stepping stone. It's just something about it's hard to play in New York. It's guys can do it for a year. Like, Carmelo came, he had some good years in the beginning.
That's what I'm saying. I always said that they give Carmelo flack, but he's the only one that wanted to come to New York, came to New York, put on a show, gave us what we needed.
Well, in the end, it just flamed out. But same thing with Marbury. Remember, Marbury came. Marbury gave us his first 2-3 years.
But no, that's what I'm saying. But it's a long time.
Yeah, but if you don't win, they turn on you.
Marbury did give us quality time too.
Yeah. His injuries just took a toll, but there was no game plan to have Melo and Amari on the same team because that should have worked. So that just was no game plan there. And then you throw in Tyson Chandler on top of that, and then you throw in J.R. Smith. So you're supposed to be able to do something with that team. Now, just to switch gears a little bit, it's been rumored, now the fadeaway world, I don't really know what outlet that is, but now they had a rumor out that the Knicks was interested in acquiring Toronto's OG Anunoby. Now, and then it said that the Knicks have enough to get that deal done. So I don't know if that deal ties into still trying to get Mitch, or is that an additional deal? Because the article didn't say all that much, but he's a 3-and-D player, that can guard multiple positions, and he's like a semi. If you remember him from Toronto, he's like a semi bucket getter. He averaged 17 points last year. He's a good player. Now I would like to have him. I would love to have him, but I don't know if that comes with subtraction or what. But you give me a guy like that we can put at the 3 and move him around. Shoot,
I know. Like every other day, there's like a rumor that the Knicks can go get this person and go get that person. If they don't say it at this point, I don't even.
Well, that one I'm almost going to kind of wish into existence, because that's another stud right there. That's another guy who he hunts the ball, and which we say what we want Obi to be. We want Obi to hunt the ball, not just always wait back till somebody give it to you. Because Obi just as much a talent as any of these other young guys, but he needs to be a magnet to that basketball. For him to go to the next level. Now I don't know if that would be for somebody or what the deal was, but he definitely is a player that when I saw that one, again, I'm like you, I don't really pay attention to all the trade rumors, but I gotta admit, when I saw that one, I mean, Anunoby is a good young guy to have.
If we all put out like Knicks, not dream team, but the moves that we could make and try to go get that doesn't really feel like arm's reach. There's a lot of scenarios that we all can come up with.
But obviously that one must have been, that one had been floating there because it was talking that he wanted to be moved. Because I guess, they crowded. They got a lot of guys that do the same thing. Yeah. So, hey, that's, again, at least those are the type of, now we're attached to things that they don't make us great, but they make us better. So at least now the Knicks are starting to be attached to names that do that, There was another article in the Bleacher Report, and we talked about this last week, or was it 2 weeks ago, about And you was right when we said the Knicks should go after KD, and we said, well, we don't. Who was that? We don't have Brown or Tatum, right? Too. So apparently the Knicks did reach out to the Nets about KD, and just like a whole lot of other teams did, and they was turned down because the Nets felt they didn't have enough. Yeah. But there was a lot of teams that did that, and even if that's the case from the Nets, I'm just glad that the Knicks inquire.
Yeah,
you know,
I think KD even realized if he go to another team, that's a championship caliber, he wants to play with the guy that he's gonna get traded for. So you can't ask for more than Kyrie and Ben Simmons on the same team. Like, you're not getting that every day. Like, at the end of the day, it was you, Harden, and Kyrie. Unfortunate what happened, but you're not about to go to Milwaukee. You're going to get traded for Antetokounmpo. You know what I mean? You can't go to the Lakers. You're going to get traded for LeBron. They're not about to put you over there with LeBron because they going to want LeBron. Nets going to feel like I've been slighted.
Well, I mean, but the Lakers have more to offer. They have KD.
But with the Nets, if I was the owner, I'd look KD in his face and be like, listen, you supposed to bring us the ring.
Yeah. Yeah.
You the guy. And I'll tell him, listen, we done got Harden, Kyrie, we got Ben Simmons, Blake Griffin. How many people you want?
No, that's true.
I can't make up nobody else to help you out. I'll tell that to LeBron.
Yep.
I'll look at LeBron, you got AD, Russell Westbrook, like you got the West Conference All-Stars on your team. Who do you want? Somebody get Iman Shumpert on the phone.
No, but that's true.
Who is it that you want?
They want everybody. But at least in the Lakers' case, they probably could. They could. I mean, not that the Nets don't want Westbrook, but you could dangle Westbrook. He is an all-star. And then AD, you could dangle AD. So he could potentially probably go there with LeBron if that's the route you wanted, because I don't think the Nets would turn down. They wouldn't turn AD down.
But I'm pretty sure.
I mean,
there was rumors that they was gonna, trade AD too, but that don't make no sense. You got LeBron and AD.
Yeah,
I got it. Listen, they ain't like they didn't get a ring together.
I know.
So I don't really feel bad for the Lakers. Like, if y'all want to make a trade, I'm not about to feel bad for y'all. Y'all just got 2 rings with that team.
No, they got 1, but.
With that team, like, there ain't nothing else y'all can
in the
get.
bubble. Yeah, I know. It's just like, you got to just go out there and play.
I'm like, listen, y'all want to play together, then y'all don't want no competition. Y'all just want one super team that just keep winning every year. That ain't no fun either.
Yeah. Nah, the Lakers, I don't know about the Lakers, but I look at the Nets. If I'm like the Nets, I don't know why Ben Simmons' name just not really coming up in this whole net scenario.
This is going to be the year, you know what I mean? I don't really want the Nets to be better than the Knicks, but this is going to be the year, watch, that Ben Simmons just wake up, because he don't even got to do much. I could just pass it over there to Cal. I don't got to shoot the ball. What I got to shoot for?
Yeah, but ain't nothing wrong with Ben Simmons' game.
Nothing wrong with him.
Before that year, wasn't nobody yelling about his. Okay, they always said he couldn't shoot. It got to the point now he didn't even want to take a layup. So that 25 and stuff points he was getting and all the rebounds and pushing the ball, his game ain't changed. Just that he turned off on Philly. When Philly turned on him, he turned it off on them.
Because at the end of the day, they believe the hype.
Yeah, well, get into your head.
Clearly, Embiid and them, they couldn't do it without him anyway.
No.
So you put Harden over there. Harden don't even know what to do.
Nah, they're gonna get at Harden. But again, a lot of teams, they trying to hold on to that big 3. And if you really just take a page out of Milwaukee's book, Milwaukee, okay, they're a big 3, but they didn't have a big 3. They had a big 3 in pecking order, but they didn't really have a big 3. And then the year that Toronto won it, they didn't have a big 3. So if you play the game and play team ball and establish who your star is and everybody knows, you can win a championship.
And you make a big 3. Whatever happened to when you play in the park and you just play to everybody's strength?
Nah, they just everybody's playing for mine.
I remember when the Spurs, it was Tim Duncan, Ginobili, and Tony Parker. The only reason why everybody's calling out Ginobili's name because he literally was going left and right.
Yeah.
So is that really a big 3? Because ain't nobody gonna put Ginobili and Tony Parker on their all-star list. Yeah,
but they play. Yeah, they're right. They play to their
strength. They played to their strength.
Yeah.
Because once all 3 of them started breaking up and getting old, they really couldn't do it anymore. They just was too old.
Yeah.
Golden State, Is it a big three? Because if you take Draymond and put him anywhere, we still don't know if he could do that by himself.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it's just the energy and the respect they got for each other.
Yeah,
is what keeps it going. So
same with Clay. You take Clay somewhere else, Clay gonna still average 25, but it might not be as impactful the way it is with Golden State. Steph gonna be Steph no matter where he goes, but no, they have a good system.
And that's only if if the system doesn't call for Steph to do that. Maybe not. Maybe Steph goes on a decline if he ends up on a different team.
Yeah. So getting back to the Knicks.
Unless he went to the Knicks.
Nah, yeah, you know.
If he went to the Knicks, then they're gonna have to listen to him. I'm Steph Curry. Like, I'm taking my shots. Like, you know why I'm here.
We don't got no system anyway.
Yeah,
until we get a system. Like, Steph go running off 2 screens with us. Somebody else been unshotted. Till we get a system, who knows if that can even work. But like back with our team, with the Donovan Mitchell thing, if we let it go, okay, we said if we run it back with our team we had last year, which a lot of our older veterans are gone. You like our chances?
Yeah, I'm good with
that. Yeah. So to me, the only place we can go is up. If every move we make is an improvement, because to get to elite level, it's going to take more than a year anyway, unless we allowing them guys to grow and they come back into the season playing way better than they left. We know Grimes. I believe Grimes definitely will take a 50% leap. IQ will take a leap. You know, Obi. It's hard. Obi's the X factor for me in that term because you just don't know how much they're going to trust him with the ball.
Well, my thing is this is the second year we have this team. At this point, if we don't do nothing this year, and that means somebody got to go. Then I'm gonna be like, then it's a different story.
Well, it's gonna go into the third year with this team.
But that's what I'm saying. I said, if we don't do nothing, then there's nothing y'all can tell me about RJ. If we don't do nothing, there's nothing you can tell me about Randall.
See,
then I'm gonna start to say, all right, so then somebody got to go. So one or the other got to go.
But see, this is what I was saying last week, Joey. For that same thinking with the Donovan Mitchell thing.
Yeah.
When, even in our comments, when a lot of people were talking about RJ and RJ shouldn't go, yeah, maybe RJ shouldn't. But if you only giving RJ one more year, next year this opportunity may not be there to get an all-star player the way we can get him. You know, so that's why I was saying, do you go ahead and pull the trigger on an RJ deal for Donovan Mitchell if you're giving RJ one more year to really put it all together and go to all-star level?
Listen, we Knicks fans, right? We're gonna watch the TV, we're gonna watch MSG, and we're gonna hear the words that come out of Wiley's mouth. If he say Randall and the Knicks, I don't want to hear nothing else. I don't want to hear nothing. That means we not even focused on RJ, and Randall's putting up all the big.
Well,
numbers.
until RJ shows. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So
Randall did show one year.
Which I want to keep RJ for. That's what I'm saying. That's when I agree with you.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. That's when I agree with you. It's like, don't tell me about Randall and RJ if we're just going to do the same thing we did last year. Then that means we should have just got Donovan Mitchell because at least we're going to be excited. You know?
Yeah, but Grimes and IQ going to play better. Even if it's by default, because their efficiency level will go up.
But that's what I'm saying. But what you said last week, if all we had to do is give up RJ and Grimes and IQ get better, then we ain't really need one of them.
Yeah.
Then maybe we kept Randall because now he took a back seat. It's going to be Donovan, the Spider, and the Knicks. You could tell by when you're watching the game where the teams are leading towards and who.
Well, that's automatic.
That's what I'm saying. So, but with us, we don't really even know.
Nah, we get Mitchell.
That's
Again,
what I'm saying.
My argument is that would Randall really respect him enough?
He got to.
Right. No, in his mind, to respect him, to defer to him in certain situations. Because unless you know how to really make them coexist. But the media automatically is calling it Spider's team.
Yeah, because
with Randall there not.
Randall didn't earn it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is a perennial all-star in this short term in the NBA.
At least back then when Melo was playing, you could have put any superstar over there with Melo. It would have been Melo's team because he put the work in.
Yeah.
Randall ain't really put the work in. So even as a New Yorker, you can't even sit there. Them words can't even come out your mouth to say it's Randall's team. Because y'all always talking about the RJ team. So You can't even fix your mouth up to even say that because of how he played.
And I would have liked seeing RJ and Mitchell together. But again, as much as I too want, if nothing happens, and I want Grimes to be our starting 2 guard, I also would like to see RJ slide to the 2 and have that big guard at the 2. I would also like to see that too. Then because I think it makes us a more complete team if we could figure out a way to get RJ to that 2 spot. I mean, nice if his J was a little bit more consistent. But to get him to that 2 spot and then go out and get him, even if it's just a 3-and-D guy.
And we still don't even know. We forget about Jalen Brunson. So we still don't
Well, he's
even
the
know.
point guard. Yeah, so yeah.
He's the point guard, but we still don't even know if it's about to be Jalen in the Knicks. We don't know.
Nah,
I think so. I think what's gonna happen is he's gonna come in, he's gonna dominate so much, it's gonna be like, we can trust him.
He's gonna get his points.
I don't think we can really trust anybody. To tell you the truth, I don't know who to trust when they get the ball. It's not even like when Porzingis, when we had him, when he got the ball, I trusted it.
Well,
there's nothing, I don't trust nothing that the Knicks do.
No, but
we winning, but I don't trust nobody. Like
you right
can't throw the ball to Randall and say, all right, 2 points.
No, when he won 2 points, he can get 2 points. It's just that Randall. It's that when he tried to do it with the shot, when Randall want to go on that block and get you 2, he can go on that block and get you 2. He has shown he could do that. That's just not what he want to do all the time. But when he want to play man-child basketball, he did show that he can go down there with the best of them and be a man among boys.
He gotta win. I mean, he don't have to, but he gotta win me over. He just be rubbing me the wrong way.
Yeah, he rubbed everybody the wrong way. The attitude last year it's gonna be hard to come back from that. You got to do a whole lot. Not just in the first half of the season. You got to do a whole lot to come back from that.
Should have had a press conference saying, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he should have done something. But as far as with Brunson, I do trust Brunson with the ball. I just don't want, and Brunson's going to score up into the 20s anyway. But I don't want that to be our main focus of our offense. I want it to be that Brunson's coming in, and I said that a few weeks ago. I want to see Brunson, get your 20 points, but get everybody where they got to be. Like when they know you got the ball, they fill in them lanes. And they know you're going to get me the basketball.
Yeah, I think
that's what I want to see from Brunson. But he's going to get 20.
I always think that's easier if you come in killing.
Well, you can come in.
Now you got to play defense. Now they so scared they collapsing on you. If you're not scoring that good, then you can't get nobody involved.
Yeah, but you don't have to be. You could be scoring that good
unless you're just that crafty,
pushing the ball. But that's part of it. Push the ball to the open man. And then when they're not open, that's your shot.
And see, in this one, we switch from the player to the actual system. Because in my head, that's anybody. The Knicks got a habit of they just stand around.
That's what we want
to do. They don't
even
stand around with their hands up. Grimes do. Maybe Quickly does. They stand there with their hands up knowing they're going to get the ball back.
But this is what we want from Brunson, though.
Yeah, but you can't have somebody like, let's say like a point guard like Rajon Rondo sitting there dribbling pass first and they just standing there looking dumb.
Listen, this is the whole idea.
That's a whole different problem. That's
not
a coaching problem.
No.
Coach, they just can't be standing there doing nothing. I don't want to hear they doing some bootleg triangle.
No, I think they're going to be
Mitchell Robinson get the ball. Jalen comes get the ball from Mitchell Robinson. He sets a screen, then he rolls to the basket. Now, I don't want to see that no more. I'm tired of that. They do that play every year modified. Do something else. How long it been? Do something else.
But this is why Brunson's supposed to be here.
That's what I'm saying.
Put guys in position. Even with that, we didn't have the type of guard. Now we're supposed to have a guard that's going to push the ball down people's throat and get people in position to hit them on the dime. This is what the whole Brunson thing is supposed to be waiting for, because we moved to heaven and earth to get him. So if we only got him to score 20 points and everybody else is standing around, then we ain't need him.
Yeah, I just thought about it too. That's why he's been killing us.
Elfrid Payton had games where he was unstoppable when his shot was on. He had a lot of games like so. If that's all we asking our point guard to do, then we could have got anybody to do that.
No, I said, I just figured it out. That's why they've been killing us. That's why the dude by the store, he always telling us we need to stretch for. It's because the center comes, Mitch comes.
Look,
he don't even scare nobody by the 3-point line, so he can't even roll over.
But that's why we wanted Bertans a few years ago.
Yeah.
We wanted Bertans for that reason, and he was attainable. Washington, they didn't really take back nothing
Mm.
because they just wanted his salary off. Like we could have had our stretch four, who that he knows his role.
We too busy looking for the star. We don't really need the
Well,
stars.
we've been pointing that out at that time. We've been pointing out those stretch four. Now both of the ones we wanted that year, they're on the same team. So, all right. So all right, something with Julius Randle right quick. Because the Julius Randle's name, other than that thing with the Lakers, they said Utah didn't want him. First it was talk the Lakers wanted him, then it was talk the Lakers didn't want him. And I seen yesterday in two places, and I didn't even write it down, where the Knicks have quietly been entertaining offers for Julius Randle or trying to see where they could move Julius Randle. But it turns out that Leon Rose is not attaching any picks to a Randle trade. That if you want Randle, it's going to have to be an even swap, which I don't know how you can do an even swap, let you take back a lot of salaries that you can get rid of, or maybe somebody you can use. But they're not going to attach any first-round picks to the Julius Randle trade. This is what I was reading in the article.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Yeah, so, I mean, but it's like we always say Leon is quiet. We don't hear from him, and we still didn't hear from him. But it is nice to know that he is behind the scenes doing something. Even if it ain't true, people put these articles out, you don't really know. But it's just nice to know that, a guy like Anunoby, that you would even consider a guy like, that is a guy to consider. Guy like if you're trying to move Julius, but you're not attaching any picks.
I'm mad he even got to say it. I'm just mad that he even got to say that.
He got to do something.
I'm talking there ain't no other basketball team got to do that.
Yeah, because that's because they're general managers and their presidents. They come forward through courses of a season, and they give the end of the season. They give the fans what direction that they may go in. They give the season ticket holders. They give you hope. And I ain't knocking Leon Rose's strategy for whatever he's doing because I don't care if the general managers or presidents aren't heard. That don't bother me.
Man, wait.
But at least let us know that the Knicks are going in what direction.
Man, listen, this channel here to stay. So, listen, don't be telling me, Joe Cool, this, that, and the third, and 3 years from now, we got these first-round draft picks, and we go draft somebody we ain't even going to play anyway, and we got R.J. Barrett, and we still ain't got no star. Don't tell me next year Knicks need a star. Nobody better not tell me next year, Knicks need a star.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
At this point, I don't know. If it ain't LeBron James, I don't even care. It's gonna be exciting.
Now, there's a lot of players out there besides LeBron that come to the
I'm just saying, like, who
and do work.
That's what we should have a show on. Who the hell y'all want to come to the Knicks? What's y'all dream Knicks squad that y'all think can really just happen?
All right, so then they can tell us in the comments.
That should be it. Tell us in the comments. Like, that should be the next show. Who the hell y'all want? That's what it's called. Who the hell y'all want?
All right. Well, I look at it like this. Once the season starts, if this is the team that we got, then I'm going with it. I've been a Knicks fan all my life, so too many years. It's just that right now we have an opportunity. When you have an opportunity to bring in people, you got to take that opportunity.
Yeah, like
whatever it looks like.
We don't got a play style. It's not like we the defensive leaders of the team. It's not like we the offensive leaders. Nobody comes to the Knicks and we're going to shoot your lights out. We don't got Antetokounmpo. Or at least we got him. We don't got Patrick Ewing. We ain't got nobody. So start next year, after this year, I'm excited. But next year, don't nobody tell me nothing.
We're going to see what my boy Grimes do. We're going to see if Grimes changes something.
You know what I mean? If Grimes don't do nothing, I'm going back to get Rick Grimes. Y'all stop playing with me.
All right, folks. So y'all heard it from him. I'm still down. But anyway, we're done for today. We want y'all to like, comment, subscribe. Help us get closer to our goals. If you are still watching at this point, please hit the subscribe button and also the like button. Peace.